Hey everybody, this is Jason doing a binder review or reveal. I've never done one of these before, so this is a trial run to see if it comes out okay, if it looks alright. So please bear with me because I am by far a camera operator. So as you can see, the first page is Barry Larkin. He's one of my main PCs along with Don Mattingly, and then the Japanese baseball players in general we've talked about. I've kind of wanted to do a little bit more focus on those things since I've talked about it a lot in videos, but I've never really showed my personal collection. I've always just said, oh, hey, he's my PC, or I don't have this one for my PC, and people are probably like, well, what do you have? Well, at least maybe some people might think that. So this is my attempt to show you what I have. Now, these are probably mostly low-end or just base cards or inserts. I don't think a lot of these will be like numbered or autographs or nothing like that, but I wanted to show them all the same. So I'm going to try to go through this, let you all see it. Now, some of these cards may be rare, and I don't know, or they might be error cards or things of that sort. I quite honestly do not know a lot about that sort of thing. So if you see something that's like, oh, that's pretty unusual to have or whatnot, I would appreciate somebody giving me a shout out on that because I truly do not know. And maybe I should get it out of a binder and put it in a top loader or something if that was the case. So these are, like I said, what I consider pretty standard Barry Larkin cards. I've been seeing a lot of other people do videos where they don't have them on the backs and the fronts. They have each page of the nine slot sheets, and then they make a whole new page and not put them on the back. And I've been thinking about doing that, quite honestly. I've just been lazy and just said, no, I'm just going to put them like I used to when I was a kid, front and back. But I might end up breaking down and doing that, considering it might be worth making sure I don't damage the cards, because I really don't want to go back and have to try to find these cards again someday because I've dinged them up. So most of these cards you see are the 80s and 90s cards, have been in my collection since I was that kid, buying them and picking them up and opening packs. So most of them, obviously the modern day stuff goes without saying, I've bought it more recently. But if you see most of these cards, like I love that Reds October 1990 World Series card. Right there with Chris Sabo, it looks like. So, I think I mentioned my story about me meeting the Reds in the year they won the World Series 1990. I had open heart surgery, and my uncle was friends with somebody who was like a lawyer for the Reds, or somebody in their back office, or the sportscaster or something. I'm not for sure the connection. But he was able to get me in to go see them before I had my open heart surgery at the Mayo Clinic. And I got to go meet pretty much every single major Cincinnati Reds player that season in their locker rooms. I got to hang out with them. And I got to say, the people who really stuck in my mind was Barry Larkin. He came in, gave me his batting gloves autographed that were used. And I still have them in my collection. And just was like, really took the time to get to know me for that, 2, 3, 5, whatever minute interaction. Randy Myers, Ron Robertson, Joe Oliver was awesome. He came in as catcher's equipment, getting ready for the game. Those guys were some of the ones that stood out in my mind. I didn't meet Mario Duncan or Eric Davis. They were like doing an interview or something. But, like I said, I met most of the pitching staff, it seemed, Barry Larkin, and like I said, it was super cool. So that's that story. And here's that Barry. I like this Bowman with the little go bats. I never really understood, like, how you got him out of those one per pack or what the deal was. But they had some with, like, I think it's 75 and all kinds of stuff like that back in the day, and I couldn't remember. But, again, somebody can maybe educate me on some of that. So there's those. Now I want to go back to this Cooperstown card. You know what? I always thought it was super cool that these card companies really had the foresight to say some of the players they saw during the modern time they were making these cards would make it to the Hall. And I just think that's super cool. Next up, now we're starting to get into some of the more modern day cards. Now I do mix in some of the old ones I've come across. I like this bazooka card. I think it's really cool. It's with the faded bazooka sign. Now some of the stuff I do kind of recognize that are different. And I think this one's a little bit different because they have this little image, this little foil thing they have there. I don't know what that is and what that makes it different, but I see that. Same thing with this one here. If you look right here, the little goat emblem, which is not on this one. Sometimes I'm so oblivious, I might have two different cards in my collection of like doubles or triples, and I realize it actually is different, and I just thought it was the same because it's the same image, but because there's like that little emblem, or it's a glossy, or there's a different image on the back, or whatever they do. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta add that one. That's actually should be a part of the collection. It was a member's choice, so that was different. That was like a little insert that was different. Again, I am, trying to be somewhat aware of some of these things. But it's just, sometimes for me, it's just overwhelming. I don't know if you all ever feel that way. There's so many different variations, especially nowadays. But back in the 80s and 90s, it seemed like, they would do like a different variation maybe per pack or per set. Sometimes maybe two. And they had subsets, but that's kind of obvious. But nowadays, with foils and colors and rainbows and one-of-ones and paper stocks and I don't know, everything, it just seems so hard to keep track of everything. I kind of get so overwhelmed, I just don't like doing it. Maybe that's why I find myself more towards junk era collecting, because it's pretty straightforward. It's like, here's the card, here's a subset card, here's an update, here's a foil, whatever, just pretty, here's one of the inserts. There's Barry Bonds getting ready to get tagged out, it looks like. How you like that, Nate? Huh? How you like that? I'm like, Bonds is like, no, please, Mr. Larkin, you're so amazing. Don't tag me out. So, I like the action shots. I'm sure we all do, of our favorite players playing the game. Them doing their candid, just looking into the camera. Not so much. But I mean, here's 3 great action shots. We all, I think, can agree Fleer Ultra had some great action shots and quality back in the day. I really like that Select 94 Barry Larkin as well. See, here's another one of those. I know I've had that card for years. I didn't even realize it was different, so I just found it recently and put it in there. There's one of the gold Barry Larkins. Range Rovers. Silver Slugger, again, upper deck. You got the regular one, you got the Silver Slugger one, which is cool. So, hope you guys are enjoying these video, or I should say this video. I quite honestly am surprised at this going on 10 minutes. I didn't realize I had that much. One of these, I don't know which one is the more modern day, like insert was into like a 2013 product, and it has a different back, so it's not the same card. I'm not for sure which one's which because they look identical. And I have to say, Carter's kids said he was going to send me a care package of Barry Larkin cards. So, not that I don't care about doubles and triples, I could care less. I'm grateful for anything. But I thought this might be an appropriate time to film this, so you all would see what all I had. That gold card looks so sick. I love it. Tombstone, yes. So, I'm going to focus a little bit less on talking, a little bit more showing. I don't want this to be like an extremely long, crazy video. Might be too late for that, but I'm give the old college try. There we go. Kirby Puckett and Barry Larkin. Two great 80s and 90s, but mostly 80s in my mind, standout superstars. Alright. I think we're getting down to the last couple cards. That Barry Larkin card just looks sick. I just love the way it looks. Just so cool. And there's my last couple of Barry Larkin cards right there in my collection. As you see, Derek Jeter's right behind him. So I don't have a whole lot of Jeter cards, but I would love to have more. I respect and appreciate what Jeter has done, so most definitely. But there y'all go. There's my Barry Larkin cards. Hope you enjoyed. Again, if you do like it, like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell everybody you know, anybody who will listen to you about baseball card collecting or interest. Would be lovely to add them to the channel. Take care. Have a good day, guys. Peace out.